This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic. Hello, bright soul. Thank you so much for joining me on another podcast. Thank you to everyone who has taken the time to share a kind sentiment, leave me a review, or send me a donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. And I want to know, how is your week going? How is your month going? I'll tell you, the last several weeks have been such a packed energy, like a potent energy. So my weeks feel long, but they're so packed that I lose track of the days. And there's just been so much going on that I look up at the end of the day like, my gosh, where did this day is crazy. So what grounds me, as I always share, is I will take a time out. I'll do some breath work. I will walk my neighborhood on my lunch hour or on my break if it's sunny outside, which thankfully we've had some really beautiful weather. There's been snow and cold mixed in there, but we've also had some really beautiful weather. So I'm so grateful for that. And finding those moments to disconnect for a minute. I hope you're doing those things for yourself. Also, I started attending a gym at a different time just because I wanted to start mixing up my weightlifting routine. I have free weights. I have a really beautiful gym at home. Sometimes I want to do some equipment, or I want to do the Stairmaster instead of an elliptical or a glider or all those things. I think switching things up is really important. And one of the things I will share, if you use a public gym, please wipe down the equipment. This is Susan's random pet peeve. I see so many, it's men. It's always the men. They don't clean the darn equipment. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. That's just absolutely disgusting, because I will watch them sweating and wiping their nose and wiping their face, and then they just get up and don't wipe down the equipment. Trifling. Absolutely trifling. So again, it goes back to just common courtesy. I don't ever remember witnessing it quite as bad, but it's okay. I clean the equipment when I use it, and I clean it when I leave, because I'm putting the energy out there of being hygienic and considerate, and that's who I am. So I just started going to this gym at a certain time. So I'm like, okay, eventually this culture and my energy is going to wear off, and I will watch these men then clean the equipment. And I'm not saying it's just only the men, but I will tell you, at the time that I go, I watch the men do it. I see the women. I'm meeting the women at the disinfectant station while we get our towels and we go clean off the equipment. I saw a man there once, but I just watch the men just shift from equipment to equipment and don't clean off. And they'll even do the cardio equipment and sweat profusely and just jump off and not clean it. And ew. So if you're one of those people, please, let's start today. Let's clean up after ourselves. Basic hygiene, basic consideration, basic public gym rule. Rant over. So anyhow, what I'm going back to the topic is, we're in the middle of a massive transformation. Everyone is experiencing this in one or more areas of their own personal lives, because we are collectively experiencing it. And even if you don't feel personally impacted by this, I'm pretty sure there's someone close to you that is being impacted. And when people close to us are going through things, us as compassionate people tend to also go through it with them, because it's painful to see people we love going through something that's painful. We want to help because our hearts are pure, and that's what we want. And so what I am noticing, and what I'm having all these conversations about, is that in a time of transformation, it is our human nature to reach for things that soothe us. And what we're finding right now is things that used to soothe us, or people or work or things that we used to do, it's not there anymore. Either that person left the planet, their relationship has changed, we decided that the person was toxic, they're not good for us anymore, we let that person go. Maybe the person decided they didn't want to be in our lives anymore. So the things that used to be a crutch, they're not there anymore. So we are being forced or encouraged to make a new way. And with all of us doing it at the same time, it can get a little weird. I'm noticing these fluctuating energies where there'll be a buildup on certain days where people that don't have a practice are blowing up. Even people that do have a practice, because I have my days where I'm at the limit. I'm absolutely at the limit. And those are the days where I say, okay, time out. Let me pull in. I need to do some breath work. I need to connect with some like-minded individuals who feed me, or I need to meditate. I need to clean myself. I need to do some spiritual hygiene by doing energy healing on myself, meditation, exercises, always for me. So I'm bringing that up to say that if you feel as though you're not catching a break, a lot of people are feeling that way, but it's not that you're not catching a break. It's that we're moving through a transition and it gets messy in the in-between. Pain, emotional, physical, mental pain really is a fertile ground because people don't change unless it's uncomfortable. Humans typically will not change unless it gets really uncomfortable. That's when we realize we need to change. People will just eat like poop and treat their body like just absolute trash until they're sick. And then it's like, oops, now I might need to change. Or overtraining, physically overtraining until there's an injury. Oh man, this is really painful. Now I need to change. Staying in relationships that don't work anymore until you're just hurt so badly that now I need to change. Staying in a job that you're absolutely miserable at until something implodes or you just can't do it anymore. Sometimes, as humans, we tend to hang on longer than we should because change can be uncomfortable. And sometimes, well, actually, I won't even say sometimes. Right now, where there's so much change, a lot of us are trying to minimize the change. So even though something may not be working, because everything else isn't working, we hold on to that one thing as a touch base or touch point just to stabilize ourselves. So I want to say, please have compassion on yourself, first and foremost. And two, try your very best to shift into the fact that this is fertile ground to create something beautiful. If you've ever created a garden or did a cleanup, I'm going through that right now in my home. It's springtime, so I'm trying to see, okay, so what's going to grow here and where do I want to plant things? And I have a friend of mine who does these beautiful ceremonial boxes for transitions. So she does them for pets. She does them for people. They're beautiful. It's an honoring ceremonial box. She gave me one for my father, and part of the box contains these wildflower seeds, which are, that's just an amazing, amazing thing. And it touched me deeply. And I want to find a place in my backyard to plant these wildflower seeds so that every time I see those flowers, once they bloom, I'll think of her. And I'm so grateful for her and also my father. So it's going to be a dual fold instant joy leap for me. But part of that is digging up the soil, which is dirty, and planting the seeds. And then taking care of the seeds and waiting for the harvest. And that's what we're in right now. We've been leveled. And now we're having to rebuild. And if you can look at it as a necessary part of a transformation, and you can stay the course, take care of yourself, look at areas that aren't working anymore, decide where you're going to put your energy. Because when you are creating something new, you have to preserve your energy. It's not a habit right now. You're building that habit. You're building something new. So it takes more work in the beginning, and we're all there. It's a little weird for everyone to be there at the same time, because when we're all fatigued and looking to each other for something, when we're all in the same position, sometimes we're not going to get that from other people, and we have to give it to ourselves. So that's why I keep harping on the importance of building your practice and paying really close, conscious attention to how you feel around certain people and environments, because we want to be fed and we want to be sustained during this time. And we also want to be prepared for what's coming next, not in a fear place, but in a confident place. If you've done all you can do, you're utilizing your time, you're utilizing your energy, you have a vision, you're moving forward. At the end of the day, you can say, good job. I've done all I can do. There isn't anything more for me to do, so let me just rest. So it's working and resting and balancing those and replenishing. So the other thing that I'm getting is there's been several people that just have these massive victim meltdowns. And it's important to do that sometimes because we all do it. I mean, in a safe space, just say, oh my gosh, I'm done. Why me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about a short period of time to get those thoughts and that energy out, and then regroup and say, okay, that's the ego. Let me let that go. Let me regroup and figure out a plan. I've had people do these victim meltdowns because they're exhausted and they're absolutely exhausted and they're feeling sorry for themselves. And I have to shake them and say, it's not just you. We are here on this planet collectively going through a massive transition all at the same time. Everyone feels that way in one or more areas of their life. So do the best you can. Give yourself a really huge congratulations and pat on the back for being here and how far you've come and how you've gotten through it. We're coming through trauma. We're coming through transition. We're coming through this massive awakening. It is a lot, but we're doing it and we're here. So it makes no sense to beat yourself up or to dwell or to look at the past. It's not there anymore. We have to keep our eyes faced front. What is your vision? And how can I shift this pain into a blessing? And I know that it isn't easy, but one of the ways to do it is to look at what am I learning from this? If it's physical, what has my body been trying to tell me that I wasn't listening to, or what did I miss? And how can I tune into my body and take excellent care of it? If it's emotional, like a relationship, what were the red flags that I missed? What were the intuitive insights that I missed? Or what can I create next? What did I learn from this? What is it that worked and what is it that didn't work? Let me shift, because now I have the benefit of experience, so I can create something new. You know, maybe it was a job. There's a lot of people that have lost work or they've had to shift their careers. So again, it's to go back and say, what about that wasn't working that I wasn't aware of or I was aware of, and now I can take the things that I loved about it and create something new. Because usually when we get the rug yanked, there were indicators leading up to it, or there was something in our consciousness that we wanted, but we were afraid to go after it. There's always clues along the way. Now, let's just say there wasn't a clue. If there was no clue and the rug just got yanked, God has a different plan for you. We are being guided on this journey. And some people get angry when I say that because they're like, well, you know, they want to be victim and ego. If you want to do that, that's okay, but this isn't the place for you. Because my material, my content, my work is not going to serve you because it's very spiritual based and it's grounded in practicality. But we're spiritual first. What breathed life into your body? Like, what put you here? It wasn't the physicality. Yes, two beings came together to create something physical, but you are not the body. You are the soul, and the soul is of the spirit. So my work is blending spirituality into practicality. The spiritual came first. And the spiritual is what is driving the physical. There is a mental component, but if the spiritual is there, everything else follows after. That is my work. So it's not up for debate. This is just my work. This is my teachings. This is what works for me, and this is what I do. So if it doesn't resonate, just click off, go find something that does, because I will delete the comments and I will not engage in conversation or debate because I'm not trying to convince anyone. That's not my work. If you need convincing, go do your own research. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I've got to focus my energy on the vision, keeping myself going and lending a helping hand when I can, and getting to the next phase of the journey. But we do that day by day. So pain is fertile ground. What is the areas or area that is calling for you to focus on to change? Where do you want to put your energy right now? You know, I haven't been posting on Instagram. I deactivated my personal Facebook account. I still have a business Facebook account, but I don't get a lot of engagement or followers there. And honestly, I'm a little burnt with social media. YouTube is a different platform because it's content, but it isn't the same type of content as Facebook and Instagram, where it's just people sharing, I don't know, pictures and information. A lot of that is look at me, and it's ego-based, and it gets on my nerves. And so I just don't really want to be a part of it right now. I mean, the stuff that I follow and the pages and the businesses, it's usually inspirational. It usually is. But a lot of that is also promotion, like promoting things. And that's good. You need to do that for a business. I get it. But where I am right now is no thanks. So it goes back to, where do you want to put your energy? I would rather put my energy on content that when I'm speaking through my voice, the energy is carrying, and I am physically recording this. And so I always turn the energy healing on before I start. And this content goes into the universe, and I know the energy is clean and pure. And this is where most of my engagement and my following and my clients find me. So for me, this is a better use of my time and my energy right now. And so I'm also shifting. We're all shifting. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let's go into a healing where I will just clean you and flood you with beautiful healing energy. And you can just relax and shift your awareness to, okay, this may be painful, but I'm building. I'm at ground zero. I have the opportunity to build. And I have the strength, the stamina, the fortitude, the inner guidance, the support, the divine support to do this. So where do I want to put my energy? Let me replenish. And this healing will flood you and replenish you. So if you can just uncross your arms and legs and focus on your breathing. Okay, and so it is. And I wanted to say again, you guys have left me the sweetest reviews on iTunes, and I so appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. I want you to know that. And the donations, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that, and I appreciate it so very much. And just being here and being a beautiful, positive beacon of light in this time when we all need it. I really, really, really appreciate you. And I just want to wish you a gorgeous week. Please take care of yourself. Know we are all in this together. We're going to get through it. We're in the middle, and you just got to keep going. And we're all going to keep going, and we're going to get there. Take care. Bye-bye.